New season, new arrow. Come along and help me pick out a new hunting arrow to test. Let's get right into it. How's that for a thumbnail? Does that work? So glad to have you back for another episode. If it's your first time here, my name is Tim Connor. I'm an archery enthusiast and I love making videos. If you could give me a little tap on the subscribe button, that would help. It means a lot to me. Road to 100,000. Let's break these things out and build them up. How about those Lions, by the way? That's 2 playoff victories and we're playing in the NFC Championship. Right now, you know the results. I would be so stoked if they're going to a Super Bowl. Career long Lions fan, long bumpy road. They're playing in the NFC Championship, so that's pretty awesome. These things, RIP TKO arrows, 5 mil. We're not gonna use the inserts. Time and battle tested. A couple things I like about them. Low grain per inch. So you have a lot of flexibility with how heavy you want to make your arrow and how much FOC you want to have. They got this slick coating on them. They tend to pull out of targets easier, and I think they slide through animals as well a little easier. They're durable. I banged them up big time. I'm shooting the gamer version. That's the .006 version. I find their consistency is good, and I don't think I've ever outshot my arrows. Build time. Clock them, cut them. Clock them, cut them, clock them, cut them, sand them, get some inserts in them, get some veins on them. I'm going to mess around with my vein selection, by the way. We're going to do a little vein testing to see just what flies best and also what you can see best, because I make a lot of YouTube videos and I want you guys to be able to see deep downtown arrow flight that I like, you like, hopefully. First I got to cut them, get my inserts on, get a tip on, and then I can shoot them and clock them. So cut them, sand them, then clock them. They're looking good. Now we're going to do a little shopping. In the past, I ran 50 grains out front in MFJJ's titanium insert. Okay, that's the wrong door. And I'm going to drop 20 grains off the front of my arrow, and I'm going to go to these 30 grainers in the front of my arrow. So that's going to lighten my arrow up 20 grains, but also give me the flexibility to put a collar over the top if I want a little more durability. And putting a collar over the top is like another 15 grains, so that would put me right back in the ballpark of where I was, but I'm going to start just right here. And just because we can today, we're gonna give MFJJ a little quality check, see how he's doing. 30.2, 30.2. Ooh, 30.1. Good job, MFJJ. I grabbed some 125 grain field points because that's what my tip weight is. A tip weight, that sounded kind of dirty, huh? Let's give this a quick weight and see how we're doing. 125.8, 125.3, 125.6, all right there. I put these on before I glue them on because it gives me just a little more room to handle the hot melt glue. I'm gonna hot melt these inserts into the arrows, and all that basically requires is heating up the glue, getting a little dab on the end, shoving the insert in. Pretty straightforward. I ran my last batch of arrows for the previous year, and the hot melt thing worked pretty dang well until I shot it in the carpet in 10 degrees. So I'm pretty sold on using hot melt with just the flexibility of allowing you to swap in, swap out inserts and stuff if you need to.
Is this for me?
Yeah, first we hydrate.
Oh, you're a peach, Tim.
And then we talk about some of the finer intricacies of this arrow building thing. Like, firstly, do you believe in arrow clocking?
Well, depends on what you mean by believe.
Depends on what you mean by believe. Depends on what you mean by believe.
Do you mean, does it actually happen? Hell yeah, it happens. 100%.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how relevantly important do you think it is?
Yeah, do you think it's an important step? Like, I do it it's something I do, but should most people do it?
Honestly, I don't think it makes a really big difference, but here's the logic behind it.
I agree with that, by the way.
Here's the logic behind it.
Yeah.
If your arrow is already trying to turn left, why would you try to make it turn back right? Okay, so if you're clocking left,
Yes.
why in the world wouldn't you just let it keep spinning that way?
Okay.
And, you know, people claim, like, you know, I want to say Dudley said, it doesn't make a difference downrange, you see. I was like, yeah, but why force it the other direction if it's already turning that way?
Yeah.
Why make it work harder?
Why fight it? But I do know stories of really good archers shooting arrows that aren't clocked, or their arrows are flexed the wrong direction, and they still fly and hit where they should hit. They're just maybe fighting a little bit in the beginning or whatever.
Let's say it helps you 0.5%. Is it like more work for the 0.5%? Or is it the same amount of work? It's the same amount of work.
It's not that much work.
It's not more work.
Yeah.
So just do it.
So we're gonna clock my arrows, and I'm gonna guess they spin left, because most bows spin left.
To the left, to the left. Every single arrow wants the clock to the left.
But isn't there one brand that clocks to the right?
It's not arrows, it's strings. So
Strings,
it's the way
right.
it's the way it's served. If it's twisted this way, she's gonna spin like that when she comes out of your bow. If she twisted that away, it's gonna spin like that. Simple
It's really
as that.
easy to check.
It's simple,
and,
easy.
And we're gonna check it right now. So silver Sharpie up.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if it spins right or left, and we're both predicting it'll go left.
Kind of really think that arrow's gonna turn to the left.
Oh, it spun quite a bit to the left.
Like, if you're that far and it already, I mean, how far was that? Like a half a turn already? Almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, from here. Why would you try to make it go the other direction if it's already going that way?
Yeah. Quarter turn from 3 feet.
Quarter turn at about 4 feet.
Let's show the people.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're going a quarter turn at 4 feet, why would you try to force it the other direction when it's already going that way?
Very well caffeinated, Josh Jones.
Yeah, it's a, whoo, good
So
times.
we fletch to the left. And here's the fletchings we are going to test to see what we like. 2 categories. Number 1, how well can you see it on camera? Number 2, how well does it fly? 3rd category, that's actually really important, how well does a broadhead fly? But we're gonna really test number 1 and 2. Super Sabers, full size and minis. Full size and mini. There's really not that much difference in size, Josh.
No, I shoot the minis, dude. Yeah. If you're hunting with them, shoot the minis. Like they're super stable already. Like you don't. It's to me like the big one's like a comparable to a 4-inch vein.
Tell us in 30 seconds or less why you like these veins.
Well, first of all, it's really freaking quiet, and that's a hard thing to quantify without actually testing it because animals react to noise, and for one reason or another. I think it has something to do with the shape. This is a really quiet vein. It's also a really tall vein without being really elongated. So shot a whole bunch of different veins into animals. And for one reason or another, when I went to this vein, I wasn't getting pass-throughs. Like my veins were catching on the exit hole. It seemed like it was a lot of work to go into that hole for one reason or another. Everything I've shot with this, I've gotten a full pass-through without problem. I don't think it's making my arrow shoot faster by any means, or if it is, it's very tangibly small. But I think it's this angle getting into the hole so it doesn't drag as much. That height profile is beautiful for stability.
Do you know what rocket builders like? Rocket ships. They have the
Steepy angles.
steep angles, yeah.
Yeah. This is also really light. Like this is 6 grains, this is 7 grains. So this is really on the light side. And I shot these out to 200 yards
So
last year.
you like this
I
mini
like this one.
and a 4 fletch.
No. I actually shoot this with a lot of helical, which it doesn't say to do that in their directions. Their directions say don't exceed 3 degrees, but man, I got amazing stability with more than 3 degrees with this. Shooting 3 fletch, not 4. This is what's on my indoor arrows right now because I don't care if it slows down. It is going to be more stable. Shot these with fixed blades and mechanicals long distances and on a 3 fletch with a lot of helical, and they seem to shoot really good. They have a hard time talking me out of that for 99% of stuff until something else comes along and looks better, and then I'll try that too and mess with that. But so far, these are dope.
Now we build. Okay, here's our ingredient list. DCA Super Sabers, mini and regulars, super glue, primer pen, Boning Fletch Tight, and the Arizona Easy Fletch True Helical. It says Mini Max to the left on the side. Because these arrows have the spine alignment on them, I always run the spine alignment in line here. Just load this thing up. Now from an install perspective on these vanes, I've done a couple, and I do like that the edges on them are a little bigger. They grab glue and hold the arrow really well. So we load it up with 3, run the primer pen, which just helps them stick. Hit it with a little glue, Bob Smith MaxiCure. Cyanoculate, that's one of the fanciest words I know actually. And then I just do like 3 or 4 dabs. Dab at the bottom, 2 dabs in the middle, dab at the top, run it lengthwise, rinse, recycle, repeat. Now we have them on, close it up, put our little cap on, and close the spring. And just make sure everything is snug. And then it only needs about 30 seconds to sit. We'll just pop that cap. They only got to sit for about 30 seconds. Fold them back. Look how good those look. And then we'll hit them with just a little bit of Fletch Tight. And I just run a dab on the top of all 3 and a dab on the bottom of all 3. And that just seals them up. This is what one looks like that's already done. Just a very clean vane and simple installation. I'm excited to shoot them and get some crispy slow-mo and see what we think. I want to get a little arrow flight analysis from you. We're going to shoot some really crispy slow-mo and see what flight we like, as well as how they group, as well as how well can you see them. First up, Super Saber Minis. Minis are white, full size is pink. Let's send it. 85 yards. Try to break off a couple good shots too and see what our groups look like. I know that my sight tape's not quite right because we just built some new arrows and they're lighter than my last ones. So I'm cutting a few yards. Hey Lou. Okay, trending a little high left, all good. Let's go with these big pink ones. Full size. Definitely a little easier to see with my eyeballs. Another full size. Okay. Final full size. With my eyeballs, it looks like they're spinning pretty good. One of the things I've gotten to do a lot of through my history making videos is shoot a lot of slow-mo. And here's a few things that can affect how your arrow flies. The tune of the bow, the torque of the person's hand, parachuting, wind, particularly side wind. I think side wind and hand torque are two that I don't think a lot of people get to see often how much it does affect the wobble of the arrow. I shot these arrows through paper, so I know I had a perfect bullet hole. So if they're not flying, it's probably me. Anyway, here's what these look like. Check this out. Just from observation, look at the difference in height with just a few grain difference in the arrow. 1 grain more per, so like 3-4 grains. So that's likely because of the taller vein. I think it's pretty interesting stuff. I don't really know more until I get to the editing bay. So maybe I'll insert some clips, maybe not. I'm gonna cut the video here. Subscribe to the channel, road to 100,000. It means a lot to me. All the arrow build stuff is linked down below in the description, and I'll catch you back for the next one. Do me a favor and drop a comment on which arrow flight you like better. And while you're at it, slap your greasy little mitts on the subscribe button. Catch you on the next one.